Okay, I've got a word of the day for you. Triskaidekaphobia. Have you heard it before? Triskaidekaphobia. That is the technical, official name for the irrational fear of the number 13. One more time. Triskaidekaphobia. Fear of the number 13. You know that fear. It's based on superstition in Western culture, right? Ever step onto an elevator and notice that there's no 13th floor? It goes from 12 to 14. Ever see this maybe on an airplane or other places where rows are numbered? Think about the movie Apollo 13, the phrase lucky 13. In Western culture and superstition, a lot of people, in fact millions of North Americans, have a fear of the number 13. No one's exactly quite sure where it comes from. Some people think it has to do with the Last Supper and that there were 13 people at the table. Some people think it comes from Norse mythology. There was this party and Loki, the trickster, showed up. He was the 13th one, and then things went sideways. Really, no one's sure. But on top of 13 being unlucky, we have this idea that when the 13th day of the month falls on a Friday, Friday the 13th, like today, that day is extra unlucky. Again, no one's quite sure why, but that irrational fear has spawned a series of horror movies that have cemented its place in our society as being an unlucky day. What I'm here to tell you is, as far as Jewish tradition is concerned, not only is Friday the 13th not unlucky, I would go so far as to argue that Friday the 13th should be celebrated, that it's a lucky day in Jewish tradition. Let me try. First of all, we know that 13 is a special number in Jewish tradition because that's the age of maturity, the traditional age of the bar mitzvah ceremony. And though bat mitzvah ceremonies can happen for girls at 12, a lot of girls celebrate their bat mitzvahs at age 13 as well. So right off the bat, 13, a very significant number, marking maturity, responsibility, and growing from children into adults. Becoming part of society, counting in a minyan, wearing a talit, call to the Torah, all that stuff, age 13. Still not convinced? How about this one? A lot of people talk about the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 sons of our patriarch Jacob. But Jacob actually had 13 kids. It's right there in the Torah. Don't forget, he had a daughter, Dinah, as well. So if Jacob's children are to be celebrated, then again the number 13 comes up as quite a special number. Still not convinced? Here's my grand finale. Think back to the Pesach Seder, Passover, and one of those great songs at the very end where we count, Echad mi odea. Maybe you don't do the whole song. We certainly do because it gets really raucous by the end. How far do we count? Well, we count to 13, don't we? Shlosha asar mi odea, shlosha asar ani odea. Who knows 13? I know 13. Midaya. 13 are the attributes of God. Remember that scene in the Torah where after the golden calf, Moses wants to know God's ways and God shows God's self to Moses? And in that way, God proclaims the statement, the Lord, merciful and gracious. You know, you've heard it before. Well, when you break it down, it covers 13 attributes of God. 13. 13 is not unlucky. 13 is godlike. And when Friday the 13th happens on our calendar, even more to be celebrated because, of course, Friday means that Shabbat is coming. So forget this unlucky business. Go out and make today a day to be celebrated. Shabbat Shalom.